Black Leather Eye channel. Jason here. So how's things? Hope everybody's keeping well. Yeah, I've just got a load of records here that I want to show, the stuff I've been listening to over the past couple of weeks or whatever. Thought I'd jump on and make a video, say hello. First off, I want to say thanks to everybody that's reached out over the past few weeks to say hello, talk music with me, recommend me music, who have subscribed to the channel. I've met some great people too over the past while. And some new channels like ElerionMabakiel by Frederick, his channel, Frederick, really good channel. Frederick shows some like really interesting heavy metal records. He shows the classics as well, but a load of just really interesting LPs and stuff. So I'll stick a link down below. As well, Dylan is back on YouTube, which is good to see. So hiya Dylan, if you see this, man. I'll stick a link to his new channel below as well. I think he's gone under the name of Dylan HM2 Paul now, and it's good to see him back. So yeah, let's go. There's a lot of classics here, well-regarded LPs and stuff. So you'll know a lot of these. It's what I've been listening to the past while. So, all right. So first up is MC5 back in the USA. So this was Wayne Kramer passed away at the start of February there. So talk about leaving your mark in rock and roll and pop culture in general, right? What a legend, but great album. Sort of sandwiched in between the fire and thunder of the live first record, Kick Out the Jams, and the warmth of like High Time. This has stylistically and sound wise a wee bit more of a tribute to the 50s roots, their 50s roots, especially with the album being bookended with cover of Tutti Frutti by Little Richard and Back in the USA by Chuck Berry. But stuff in here, the MC5 tracks in here, unreal. Tonight, Teenage Lust, Let Me Try is amazing. Looking at You is a fantastic track. High School, Call Me Animal, boom, boom, amazing. American Rouge, Shaking Street, sung by Fred Sonic Smith, and The Human Being Lawnmower. What a cracking album, and yeah, still sounds fantastic. So, rest in peace, Wayne Kramer. Cracking LP. Here's another belter, Highway to Hell by AC/DC. So I stuck this on the other day when I was cleaning the kitchen. I'm nearly 50, really, like rock and roll, right? But every song is a banger on this as well, isn't it? Top of their game. They epitomise the spirit of rock and roll, I suppose. Bon Scott's lyrics as well. I mean, you can't beat them. They're fantastic. What an amazing band. And it was great to hear it again. Still sounds amazing. It's like the first time I heard it. It's superb. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. 3-Man Army. So I picked out these couple of 3-Man Army records to listen to. I'd seen Alan at That's Talk Metal. He was talking about he was reading an interview in an old Goldmine magazine that got him interested in the new wave British heavy metal. Lars Ulrich was talking about his record collection and the compilation he was putting out, the new wave British heavy metal compilation, 79 Revisited comp, which got Alan into the new wave British heavy metal. But in that interview, he was reading bits of it out, and Lars had mentioned he's into 3-Man Army, and it made me want to pull these records. Really good band, the Gurvitz brothers, who were in Gun, and they later went on to play with like Ginger Baker and the Baker Gurvitz Army, which is really good too. I have some of their records. Just talented musicians. This is two. If you haven't heard this, it's really good hard rock, as I say, with just brilliant playing on it. And they're great mellow moments as well, great mellow songs. Buddy Miles plays on some of this as well. I love Buddy Miles. But this is good. There's a cracking song in this called Polecat Woman. Check it out if you haven't heard. It's amazing. This one, Third of a Lifetime. This is cracking as well. This has got Buddy Miles on it, playing on bits of it. And The opening track in this, Butter Queen, is a stonker. Butter Queen is a song about a famous groupie called Barbara Cope, who's, well, as it says in the lyrics in this, greasing the poles. Basically, she was known for using butter in her sexual exploits with rock and roll stars. So fair play here, Barbara Cope. If your name is Barbara, how come they call you Butter Queen? Brilliant track, a really good album. Gervais brothers are very, very talented. Superb band. Next up, Slade, Play It Loud. My older brother turned me on to this record. What an amazing record. For me, Slade were that band that, you know, in the glam rock era were doing all those massive hits. Great band, and really influential on other rock bands. But I didn't know they'd done stuff like this. This is amazing. You can see the band here, they've still got a bit of a skinhead thing going on, which they toyed with for a while at the start of their career, in one part of their career. But so many top-notch tunes on this. Raven, See Us Here, the second track, is fucking incredible song. They do a cover of Shape of Things to Come on this, which I quite like. Know Who You Are is brilliant as well. The last song, Sweet Box. Some brilliant hard rock on this, and just superbly written songs. So yeah, Slade, Play It Loud. If you think of Slade as just that other band and you haven't heard this, you should maybe try it out. It's fucking brilliant. Jesse Harper, Guitar Absolution in the Shade of a Midnight Sun. This is really good psych rock. Jesse Harper was a pseudonym for a guy called Doug Jerobin, who was a New Zealand musician, and he came to England and recorded this in '68. And John Ducan, I think, had the acetate of this, which is where Kiss and Spill put this out in 1992. And apparently it's the band Andromeda playing as the backing musicians on this record. That's what I've heard anyway, not too sure. But it's really good. If you like Hendrix key sort of stuff, it's the vocal phrasing and stuff will remind you of that, you know, of Hendrix. And it's really good psych rock. So yeah, Jesse Harper. Guitar Absolution in the Shade of a Midnight Sun. Listen to some classic doom, Trouble. This is the original Metal Blade on white vinyl, which of course they were getting marketed as a white metal band by Metal Blade. What an amazing atmosphere in this record. Later to be known as Psalm 9, obviously. It came out with had the extra track on it, which was the cream cover. But I love this album art too, with the Golgotha sort of Place of Skulls theme here, with the crucified figure in the tree. This album's full of brilliant atmosphere and amazing riffs, isn't it? The Assassin, what an amazing heavy metal tune. Victim of the Insane. Eric Wagner's voice is incredible in that. He goes to wherever he goes to in that, it's amazing. Bosses Will Pay, The Fall of Lucifer, End Time, the instrumentals, getting some amazing riffs in it. Psalm 9. It's an absolutely brilliant album, and they were a big band for me, still are, and I still enjoy playing this, and incredible. Yeah, Trouble, debut. This is the one that really turned me on to Trouble. This is the 1990 self-titled, and when they were working with Rick Rubin, stripped back all that underground atmosphere of the first records, with all the reverb and stuff, and some drier sound. Same the way it happened with Slayer and stuff too. But I mean, look at the songs in this. At the End of My Days, The Wolf, Psychotic Reaction, Sinner's Fame's amazing. Misery Shows, Eric Wagner's voice cracking on that. R.I.P. Black Shapes of Doom, Heaven on My Mind, E.N.D. End, and All Is Forgiven. This was perfect. When I first heard this, at the time I heard it, it was exactly what I wanted to hear. The riffs blew me away, and the vocal performance is brilliant on it. Eric's voice on this and the one after, I think, of the pinnacle of his vocal talents. They really took the time and the care to get it right, and superb. He's passed away now as well. I was lucky enough to get to support Trouble in a local band I was playing in, and the first time they played here in Belfast, It was around that weird time when they had Corey Clark singing for them though. But to me, it was an album. When the promoter phoned me up to ask if our band wanted the support slot, I couldn't believe it. It was fucking, they were brilliant. I got to watch them. Great memory from the gig. I got to watch the band when they were doing a sound check. There wasn't many people in the hall, just me and a few people milling about. And I picked a good spot and just heard what they do on those guitars. That twin guitar sound, absolutely ferocious. And Corey Clark, he was too rock star to come to the sound check, so he stayed back at the hotel, which was fine by me. I like Warrior Soul and stuff, but he wasn't a good suit for Trouble. I think I have the whole concert. Somebody videoed it and give it to me. I have it all on my computer somewhere. So yeah, what a brilliant band. Trouble, a self-titled from 1990, and it's amazing. The song on this here, Sinner's Fame, has got a massive Sabotage Sabbath sound to it. It made me pull out Sabotage with Sabbath, and I love this period of Sabbath too, when the band are reaching out into different sounds and stuff, you know. More progressive sounds, using different elements, you know, but when it's heavy, it's really, really heavy. And Ozzy sings fantastically on this as well. But you know, Hole in the Sky, Simply Universe, Thrill of It All, it's absolutely amazing. The writ, Am I Going Insane? I love every track on it, and yeah, brilliant to play it again. Sabotage by Black Sabbath. Mercyful Fate's EP, their debut EP on Rave On Records, and the reason I picked this out was because I remember when I was younger reading an article in a magazine. I think it was Bland Stiegel from Metal Blade Records, and he was talking about putting together a white metal, black metal tour featuring Mercyful Fate and Trouble. Now I might have got that mixed up because I know Trouble went on tour with King Diamond during the Abigail tour, during that album cycle. So maybe that's what it was that I'm getting mixed up with. But can you imagine Mercyful Fate and Trouble in one bill? It would have been absolutely mind blown, because like they have a lot of similarities in the sense that they've got that twin guitar sound that's amazing, and you know, influenced by 70s. It's got still got all that groove in their music, Sabbath and Priest and 70s influences, and they have Marmite singers too. I know a lot of people that don't like Mercyful Fate because of King Diamond's voice. I had trouble getting into it at the start as well, and Eric Wagner from Trouble. A lot of people don't like Trouble because of his voice, but it would have been an amazing to see Mercyful Fate and Trouble on the one bill. It would have been fantastic. But yeah, it's really good. One thing about King Diamond's voice is, as much as I wasn't too hot on it, at least it wasn't boring, because the music in those first Mercyful Fate records is absolutely mind-blowing. And you know, it could have been somebody really dull and boring, and you can't call King Diamond dull and boring, can you? No matter what you think of his voice. But yeah, cracking EP. Devil's Eyes on this, superb, isn't it? Bathory Hammerheart. So this is where the wheels come off my Bathory Fun Bus a bit. This has a really good vibe and ambience to it, and I quite like his sort of more clean, punkier sort of vocals on it. You know, there's a sort of punky vibe in his voice. But it's not what I would reach for if I go for Bathory. I don't really know much Bathory after this album either. This is full on into the Viking stuff too, which I can only handle about this much of, because it seems like over the past 20 odd years it's been fucking Viking central. There's Vikings everywhere. TV, movies, it's insane. Yeah, I can only handle a little bit of it. But yeah, good to hear this again. I don't really listen to it much, but I do enjoy it. It's got a good vibe and good ambience to it. I really like that aspect of it. But it's not one I reach for when I think of Bathory and I want that buzz, you know. Metal Mission. This is a Christian metal compilation. Look at that cover, it's horrible, isn't it? This reminds me of a really bad like it looks like a bad dance record from the early 90s or something. But yeah, when I get to the end of this, I do think the Devil has the best tunes, to be honest. Some of this is good. Like there's solid songs on it. Actually, the X Center track opening up the album is pretty good. AC/DC hard rock stuff. Holy Soldier sounds better than it looks like it's going to be. It's got Believer on it, which is good. Vengeance Rising, which is the Warfare, which is from the album Once Dead. It's the only album I have on any of these bands. It's got Deliverance on it. The darker, thrashier stuff is probably sounds the best on this record. Although the song that stands out the most to me is the song Suicide Is a Lie by a band called The Lead, or is it The Lead? They had a record called Burn This Record, and it's got a crossover vibe to it, crossover hardcore punk feel, and to me it's the most interesting track on it. I wouldn't mind hearing that album. Does anybody know it? If they're called The Lead or The Lead, I don't know how you say their name, but it sounds really good. It's interesting, so I'll maybe check that album out at some point. But yeah, Metal Mission, Christian compilation. The Obsessed, and their debut album on Hellbound Records. I know this one's had a ratio that's supposed to sound really good. I don't know who done it. Was a Relapse maybe. This is good. This has got a really good, less of a doom sound really, and more of a like 70s influenced. I suppose it's like a bikery doom vibe to it. All the songs roll along pretty good. Like Tombstone Highway, the opener's great. Fairchild, where you can really hear the Alan Holdsworth and like John McLaughlin sort of influence on the guitar playing. Freedom's brilliant. River of Soul, the last track, is really, really good. It's good to hear this, yep. The Obsessed debut album on Hellbound Records. But this is my favourite Obsessed record, Lunar Womb. This is on Hellbound Records as well. Superb record. This reminds me of my friend William Taylor. He was a really good drummer from here. He played in like death metal bands and grindcore bands and stuff. I think the first death metal band he started here was called Condemned. Started about '93. First proper drummer I ever jammed with too. And great guy. But he passed away, as I say, years back. Unfortunately, he's missed by a lot of people. But when we were getting into doom metal, me and my friend, he was one of the only other people we knew who were into it, and he had all these records. We wanted to hear the Count Raven. He turned me on to Count Raven. It was through him I got to hear this. It was through him I got to hear Solitude Eternus for the first time. Even bands like Sorrow and stuff like that. He was a legend. Loved him. But this is brilliant album. Obsessed, Lunar Womb. Opens up with Brother Blue Steel. What a cracker. Hiding Mask off this is probably a highlight off this album for me. Spew, which is the instrumental, which is great. Back to Zero and the title track Lunar Womb. It's a fucking cracking album. Obsessed with Lunar Womb. Candlemass's debut, Epicus Doomicus Metallicus. What a classy Doom record. Solitude, Demon's Gate. It's amazing. Under the Yoke. This is Black Dragon Records. Well, Leviathan. This is the first US press, I think. What an iconic cover too. Superb vocals, amazing riffs. It's fucking still great. Candlemass at the Gallows End, which is a song from Nightfall. So this is the EP. And this has 2 tracks, Solitude and Crystal Ball off the debut, and with Messiah singing on them. And great way to introduce him to the fans, singing some of those early tracks, and he puts his mark on it really, really well. It's really, really good, and he was the right choice for the band, wasn't he? Although I get off to a bad start with Candlemass, because when I first heard them, I was really into thrash. Like, it was all around me, and that's all I was wanting to hear. And I seen them on that 3-way thrash video. It was a Dark Angel and Dom were on that video, and I didn't get Candlemass at all. I just thought like they were the worst thrash band I'd ever heard, and I didn't get the singing fucking operatic monk shit. The band looked strange. It was like, what is this? This isn't thrash. This is the shittiest thrash band I've ever heard. So out of all those, you think about the big four of doom metal, Pentagram, Trouble, Symphitis, this was the last band I get into out of that pack. And I got there in the end though. But yeah, this is a great EP. Iron Man, another doom. Yeah, classic doom band. I Have Returned. This is from 2009, I think. This has got Alan Morris, obviously, one of the original cracking doom riff masters, and lovingly referred to sometimes by people as the Black Iomi. This has got Joe Donnelly on vocals, who came from a Sabbath tribute band. He even has like the same Aussie tattoos and shit on his chest. But brilliant LP, and this is really good doom metal too. I mean, there's no arty farty doom sludge here. This is just the way you want it to be. Meat and potatoes in the best way. Burn the Sky, Run from the Light's amazing. Sodden with Sin on the first side, superb. Days of Old, like an instrumental. B-sides got I Have Returned, Gomorrah Gold, Fallen Angel. The last song, Among the Filth and Slime, is a really good doom charger. But Al Morris, like, he can play. Like it's all coming from his soul, the way he plays doom metal. Anybody can get the sound, everything else. You can get the right amps, the right fuzz pedals or whatever it is, but you have to play from the heart, and this guy does. Well, he's passed away now, but Iron Man, I Have Returned. Really good to hear this again. Yeah, great band, and this is a great record from their later period. Face of Skulls, Black Is Never Far. So blasting this again. This originally came out in 2005, but it didn't have a vinyl release back then. The first album still hasn't been released in vinyl, Nailed. With Vision, I picked up in vinyl when it came out, but the first album still hasn't been released. This one, it's great too. What a brilliant voice Victor Griffin has too. The real soulful voice. You know what you're getting with those big heavy riffs. You know, with all the fat trimmed off them. Sometimes Victor Griffin's stuff does sound a wee bit blocky and straight to me. Doesn't swing much. You know, like I wish the vocal or the drums were a wee bit. There's more air in them. They're going for a really tight, heavy sound. But it's a great record with brilliant soulful vocals. The last song on it, Changed Heart, though, is a love letter to God and being saved, and it's a wee bit too much for me. Let's see, I'll do two more. I was listening to Paul Chain and stuff, but I'll talk about them at some other point because it's like 20 odd minutes. Sodom and the Sign of Evil. Gave this a rattle again recently, and this is incredible. What a beast of an LP. Beast of a record. Outbreak of Evil. Jesus, like, well, and what an amazing cover. Superb cover art. One of the things I love about this record is the drums. The drum production and just the way they're played is amazing. It's relentless and it's fucking superb. But yeah, In the Sign of Evil. And I was also playing South of Heaven by Slayer. Another classic. Sometimes you look at the song titles like Man Before Suicide, South of Heaven, you go, I don't really want to hear those ever again. But in the context of the album, they're absolutely phenomenal. And Dave Lombardo, such a strong character on drums. I love the way this is mixed too. But what a belter. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'll not do any more. And I hope everybody's keeping well. And yeah, I don't know when. I'll see you soon, hopefully. And take care out there and all the best. See you later. Bye.